car was barely running at all.
The vehicle was in driving condition. I was able to drive the car.
Thank God I had a boyfriend who was able to fix the car.
I just had to keep putting water in the tank, water in the radiator.
Oh my gosh, I will never do business like that again.
Never again.
And also I've learned to definitely put everything in writing.
It ruins your relationship with them.
Right now at 5, a major gang sweep for San Jose police taking a bizarre turn. Among those arrested, one of the department's own officers. Good evening, I'm Alan Martin, in for Ken Bastida.
And I'm Elizabeth Cook. Police say one of their own, 9-year veteran Derek Antonio, is implicated in the criminal activity of a Vietnamese street gang. KPIX 5 reporter Kit Doe is live outside police headquarters with the arrest sending shockwaves through the department. Kit?
Yeah, this ranks right up there with one of the biggest gang busts in department history. Officer Derek Antonio now faces 5 counts of illegally accessing information and 1 count of accessory after the fact. Investigators say they are glad that he was sloppy and left a trail. Operation Gang of Thrones netted 23 arrests, 69 gambling machines, $200,000 in cash, 600 pounds of marijuana, 4,000 pills of ecstasy, a baby alligator, and 1 disgraced San Jose police officer. Derek Antonio had been with the department for 9.5 years when a tip came in that he was allegedly accessing information, including police reports, and passing it off to members of a violent Vietnamese street gang.
His acts were deplorable and in no way represent the character of the remaining members of this department.
Law enforcement sources tell KPIX 5 gang investigators had been listening to wiretaps for months and had no idea a cop was involved until they heard a suspect say something like, "Have your guy check NCIC to see if they're being watched." NCIC is the FBI's National Crime Information Center. However, every time an officer checks the database, the system logs the activity. So it wasn't long before investigators followed the electronic trail back to Antonio. And what's more, police sources tell us investigators allowed Antonio to keep it up so they could strengthen their case against him and round up more suspects.
Once his involvement was known, they did not hesitate or shy away from bringing a fellow member of this department who had tarnished the badge we wear so proudly to justice.
Investigators say the bulk of the drugs were headed to Louisiana, where several suspects were arrested. Marijuana was found stuffed in cardboard drums in Fremont and disguised as foot powder. And many of the gambling machines were confiscated at Vietnamese cafes, like this raid back in March of 2015. While San Jose police say they put a major dent in organized crime in San Jose, the Vietnamese cafes continue to be magnets for crime like extortion and prostitution. Do you think the Vietnamese people, the image of them, are taking a hit?
Absolutely, no doubt. That's painful. But again, people will rise up again, and we need to work together more. I would like more to involve the police department. And then I hope with this trust, people understand that police work hard and they will cooperate more for good results like this.
As for why this was called Operation Gang of Thrones, the FBI comes up with these cute and clever names. Game of Thrones is a popular TV show, and this is one way that they get the public involved and engaged. And we're live in downtown San Jose. Kit Doe, KPIX 5.
Now, there are other problems for the San Jose Police Department. City leaders are looking for a solution to officer shortages. Currently, the department has 200 vacancies. Next week, the City Council will consider an emergency measure allowing the chief to sidestep union agreements to get more officers on the street. That could include moving cops assigned to investigations to patrol duty.
We want to give you a closer look at the latest video that's coming in from the deadly earthquake in Italy. This video is from a drone that is flying over the earthquake zone. You can see the devastation in Amatrice. The mayor says that his town just isn't there anymore. At least 159 people were killed. Hundreds of buildings have collapsed. Now let's give you a better idea of exactly where this happened. The 6.2 quake centered near the town of Norcia. But it was felt, they say, as far away as Rome, 100 miles to the southwest. Reporter Tina Kraus on the frantic search for survivors.
The powerful earthquake shook people out of their beds in the middle of the night across central Italy. The quake flattened much of Amatrice, a town 100 miles northeast of Rome. Rescue teams and volunteers are digging through mountains of debris where homes once stood. In Cappadocia, an emergency worker tried to calm a woman trapped in the rubble. She appeared badly injured with her face barely visible under the wall that fell on top of her. The earthquake hit just after 3:30 a.m. while many people were sleeping. So far, there have been dozens of powerful aftershocks. People are afraid to go indoors. Some residents say the military response has been slow. In Illica, large slabs of concrete fell from buildings, trapping people and crushing cars. Survivors looked dazed as they huddled in a field. But there are glimmers of hope amid the destruction. Rescuers pulled a man and a young girl from the rubble alive. But as night falls, it's a race against time to save more lives. In Terni, Italy, Tina Kraus, KPIX 5.
President Obama has sent condolences to the Italian president, and Pope Francis is offering prayers. But the fear is the number of dead will rise, given the thousands of vacationers in the area on late summer holiday.
Another developing story overseas, a terror attack on American University of Afghanistan. At least one person is dead, nearly 24 others wounded. Witnesses say they heard a loud explosion and gunfire on the campus just outside the capital city of Kabul. These pictures show the wounded being taken away by ambulance. Students say they barricaded classroom doors with desks and chairs and hid in closets. Few Americans attend that school, but some serve on the faculty. The U.S. State Department is working to account for them.
We condemn this attack in the strongest possible terms. An attack on a university is an attack on the future of Afghanistan.
The attack comes 2 weeks after gunmen kidnapped 2 faculty members, one of whom is American. They have not been found.
A Campbell City councilman has been arrested for domestic violence. Jeffrey Christina's fiance showed up at the police department early yesterday, claiming that Mr. Christina refused to let her leave their residence or call 911. Officers went to their home and arrested him on suspicion of misdemeanor domestic violence. Christina is free on $20,000 bail, and the case has been turned over to the district attorney's office.
We're learning new information about a taxi driver that plowed through a newsstand in San Francisco. Police now say he may have suffered a medical emergency just before that crash. The driver hit 2 pedestrians, and they both remain hospitalized. As KPIX 5's Wilson Walker reports, they were well-known shoe shiners in that area.
The cab driver was going pretty fast for him to pretty much demolish everything over here.
For a lot of folks passing by Sansom, Sutter, and Market, it was hard not to stop and take a picture. A mangled newsstand wiped clean off its foundation by yesterday's violent impact.
I thought it was an explosion because it was so loud.
Missing from this intersection today was Mohammed Salim Bey, who, along with a co-worker, was seriously injured when the taxi crashed into their shoe shine stand.
Been there for about 10 years. Wonderful guy. It's just a shame that it happened to him.
Really nice gentlemen, and they're always greeting you with a smile on their face.
Nice guys?
Yeah, nice guys. Yeah, they always say hello to people, and they're always polite.
Just 1 block down Market Street, longtime shoe shiner Larry Moore says an errant car is actually a day-to-day concern.
I'm always looking over my shoulder, making sure that somebody's not coming down from Montgomery Street and is going to sideswipe me because something's parked right here.
A quick glance at Market Street shows no evidence of any skid marks, so whatever did cause the taxi driver to veer onto the sidewalk, he never hit the brakes. As for police, they say their investigation could take months.
We're asking anyone who may have been at the scene and hasn't already spoken to the investigating officers to give us a call. And any little bit of information, no matter how small or insignificant you may think, might be a very important part of the puzzle.
Back on Market, the victim's friends are just hoping for a quick recovery.
I only have 2 chairs, but I can only use 1, so I would be more than happy to give him a chair until he gets something situated.
In San Francisco, Wilson Walker, KPIX 5.
San Francisco School Board just passed new policies aimed at increasing access for all genders at public schools. The resolution requires all gender restrooms be included when constructing new buildings, and that single-stall restrooms at current schools and buildings be labeled as all gender. The new policy expected to cost the district about $170,000. It was back in May that Lincoln High School in San Jose changed some of its bathroom signs to all gender. Came at the request of transgender or genderless students on campus who felt that they didn't fit in. School administrators said that they would monitor those restrooms closely, and they set up a special text line for students to report inappropriate behavior.
The White House has the message for the South Bay. If you want to bring BART to Santa Clara, put up some money. As KPIX 5's Devin Feely reports, a top cabinet official is warning the project could stall out.
BART trains are set to roll into Milpitas and East San Jose about a year from now. But from there, the transit system faces huge potential hurdles that could derail plans to bring it to Santa Clara. And that's a big reason why Secretary of Transportation Anthony Foxx made a special trip to tour the construction today.
If you don't have local funds to match federal funds, you can't get past go on these projects.
Santa Clara County leaders are asking voters to approve a half-cent sales tax known as Measure B. It would generate $1.5 billion for BART and pave the way for the transit system to extend from East San Jose through downtown to Santa Clara. But if the measure fails, there's concern the project could sputter and stall.
If it doesn't pass, we won't have a way to fund the second phase of BART into downtown San Jose and into Santa Clara.
The BART extension will mean tens of thousands of new riders for the county's transit system, which has seen ridership plummet over the past decade. The total number of trips on VTA buses and trains has dropped a staggering 23% since its height in 2001. But VTA officials say that BART could be a game changer for commuters.
They need fast, they need efficient, they need a system that works for them in order to leave their car at home, and that's what we're going to be doing with the delivery of BART to Silicon Valley.
In Santa Clara, Devin Feely, KPIX 5.
Even if the measure passes, phase 2 of the South Bay BART construction is expected to take until 2026 to complete.
Police at UC Berkeley are asking for your help to find a group of library vandals. In fact, they just released this image of those 4 men. They were caught on camera stealing and damaging property at the Doe Memorial Library on June 23rd. Police say the group went in at about 10:20 that night after the library had closed.
On to campaign 2016, Hillary Clinton is taking her fundraising tour to the Bay Area. Right now, she's attending an event in Los Altos hosted by Apple CEO Tim Cook. Chopper 5 was over that fundraiser a short time ago. You see a crowd gathering around a swimming pool. Tickets reportedly range from $2,700 to $50,000. And earlier today, Clinton attended a luncheon event in Redwood City. Chopper 5 caught a glimpse of her as she entered the Soffit Hotel. It was hosted by Amy Rao, who runs a local technology firm. So far, Clinton's campaign is about halfway to its goal of raising $1 billion.
Happening right now, Donald Trump is holding a rally. He's speaking in Jackson, Mississippi. These are live pictures from the event. Started just a few minutes ago, as a matter of fact. The former leader of the UK Independence Party, which fought for Brexit, is expected to meet with Trump at the event. Now, Mr. Trump is going after a group of voters who he has struggled to attract. CBS reporter Weijia Jiang has that story.
Donald Trump walked through the rain to meet with volunteers registering new voters outside his event in Tampa, Florida.
I think we're doing really great with minority voters.
Once inside, Trump explained why he thinks minorities should vote for him.
To the African American parent, you have a right to walk down the street of your city without having your child or yourself shot. And that's what's happening right now.
Hillary Clinton has spent this week out of the public eye, raising money in California. But she's in the middle of a new controversy, creating more questions about her trustworthiness. The Associated Press reports more than half the people from outside the U.S. government who spoke with Hillary when she was Secretary of State also gave money to the Clinton Foundation. Trump called it a pay-for-play scam. Clinton's campaign says she didn't reap any profits.
The Clintons do not personally draw a salary or profit from the work of the foundation.
And they say the AP's data is flawed because it omits 1,700 meetings with world leaders. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, the White House.
The popular networking site Nextdoor accused of being less than neighborly. Coming up, the changes coming to the website to try to prevent racial profiling.
Plus, becoming a good Samaritan during natural disasters could come with a list of requirements. Details on a lawmaker's proposal that has volunteers outraged.
And doing the math when it comes to adding a furry addition to the family. Find out how much it really costs to own a dog.
And Friday night, get ready for some football because the 49ers are hosting the Packers at Levi Stadium. You can catch all the action here on KPIX 5 beginning at 7 p.m. Major changes for the popular neighborhood networking site they call Nextdoor. It's been accused in the past of being a magnet for racial profiling. But KPIX5's Ann Makovic says posting on the site just got more demanding.
Nextdoor is a private social network for individual neighborhoods where people can post about block parties or babysitters or warnings about potential crimes. But community leaders in Oakland said the site was fostering racial profiling, some users posting vague descriptions of people they viewed as suspicious, focusing mainly on race.
And if we have a chance to be part of the solution, we have a moral obligation to do that.
So now posters will be required to jump through more hoops, answer more questions, such as, would you find this person suspicious if he or she was white? If you can't fill out the full form, you won't be able to post. In test runs this summer, it's led to a 50% reduction in posts.
One of the most difficult things is trying to weigh the value of people posting on Nextdoor against the value of the posts themselves.
Nextdoor is active in over 100,000 communities, and they were all converted to this new system this morning. Live in San Francisco, Ann Makovic, KPIX5.
Anyone who wants to be a Good Samaritan may have to get training and pay a fee. At least that's what one lawmaker in Louisiana is proposing. During this month's historic flooding, people with boats took it upon themselves to rescue hundreds of total strangers. The Facebook community dubbed them the Cajun Navy. Now, a Republican state senator wants the Cajun Navy to get permits in order to pass law enforcement and get into devastated areas. One reason, liability.
How can you regulate people helping people? That doesn't make sense to me.
The lawmaker proposing the idea argues licensing won't limit Good Samaritans, it will empower them.
Ford is issuing a recall of more than 100,000 vehicles. According to the automaker, it is pulling 88,000 of the following models sold between 2013 and 2015. That's the Taurus, the Flex, the Lincoln MKS and MKTs, as well as law enforcement vehicles. Ford says those vehicles are equipped with faulty fuel pump controls. Some Ford Transit vehicles may also be affected by this. Another sweep of recalls includes the 2017 Ford Escape SUVs that need software recalibration.
No answering calls, no apps. Some iPhone users say touchscreen problems are leaving them out of luck. Some iPhone 6 and 6 Plus users say their screens aren't registering their fingers' touch anymore. The tech repair site iFixit says it could be caused by changes in the way Apple built these models compared with previous generations. Apple hasn't released an official fix yet, but recommends that users check out their support page.
If you have a dog, you certainly know it costs money, but just how much are you spending on? You got to pay for the food, the vet bills, and the toys.
Of course, the toys. KPIX5's Don Ford crunches the numbers, and the results may shock you.
Adopting and taking care of a dog is a big step, requires a big heart, and sometimes more money than you think.
Our adoption fee for adult dogs is $175.
That includes spay, neutering, microchipping, vaccinations, and a lot more, which is a bargain. But that's only the beginning.
Oh, stop.
According to the SPCA, on average, small dogs will cost more than $1,300 the first year. And a lot of that is food.
Most people probably overfeed their dogs.
So you can save money by feeding them less?
Well, feeding them the correct healthy amount.
Big dogs, of course, have bigger bills. And the SPCA says large dogs may cost $1,800 the first year. You're such a cute, you think you're a little bitty dog, don't you?
Oh yeah, he's a lap dog.
Maverick is a rescue from a South Korean dog meat farm. And he's lucky to be alive. And of course, he eats a lot.
Probably between a little dog and my 100-plus pound dog, it's a big difference, but it's totally worth it.
The important thing to keep in mind is how much love you spend on a dog. And there's more than just food to spend money on. You can buy your best friend a $250 bed, or Himalayan dog cheese, whatever that is, and a special thunder shirt to relieve anxiety. You can spend less than the average, or a lot more. When adopting, most people are not sitting around going, how much is that dog going to run me? It's more of a melting of the heart. In Marin County, Don Ford, KPIX5.
The SPCA says the most expensive breeds to raise are Dobermans, Rottweilers, and English Cocker Spaniels, mostly because of medical bills. But the most expensive, they say, is the Bernese Mountain Dog, which costs an average of almost $1,400 a year.
The KPIX5 Mobile Weather Lab is live tonight in Alameda. It's in the 80s inland on the shores of San Francisco Bay. It's a breezy 61.6 degrees, but oh, what a view. Across the water toward downtown Oakland and the East Bay Hills. We'll talk about any potential for a warm-up. That's coming up in your forecast.
Coming up all new at 6 o'clock tonight, California public schools are celebrating new test scores, but less than 40% of the kids did well in math. At 6, we ask if that is really reason to celebrate.
But first, the markets closed down today. Here's a look at the closing numbers from Wall Street. We know it's not the warmest of summer days, but
Nope.
it was beautiful outside. It was nice and clear.
You're standing in the sun, but you got the jacket on.
Man. We have the sun, but we also have the breeze. What I love about the Bay Area is that right behind the Weather Lab over those hills, it's about 86 degrees outside. So if you want it warmer, all you have to do is go there. Conversely, if you are east of the East Bay Hills and you're in the 80s, man, I just love to cool off. All you have to do is hop over to where we have the KPIX5 Mobile Weather Lab, and it's 25 degrees cooler. It's a beautiful sunny day, but we have about a 30-degree temperature spread throughout the Bay Area today. Here are the specific numbers of our airport locations. It's 62.2 degrees here in Alameda with the weather in San Francisco. It is 70 in Oakland, right across the water. 84 in Livermore, 74 for you in San Jose, 73 in Santa Rosa. The hot spot is Concord at 85 degrees at beautiful Buchanan Field. Radar is showing a clear day. We know it's clear here, but there have been Sierra showers and thunderstorms over the past couple days. That is not the case now as a ridge of high pressure is building in. No rain throughout all of California today. Overnight lows tonight, Livermore 55, Fairfield 54, Oakland 56. It's always noteworthy that we have a wide temperature spread in the afternoon, but overnight we all get close to the same number. Santa Rosa, you're one of the cool spots at 51 degrees. The satellite review shows a few weak areas of high pressure sitting offshore, and as long as they stay to our west, we will continue to see that ocean breeze, which means places like Alameda and San Francisco and Pacifica and Bodega Bay, you're going to stay kind of chilly, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So your weather headlines for today: cloud cover already on its way inland. That will happen tonight. Cloud cover, low clouds and fog, and some drizzle to start your day tomorrow. And temperatures, even with that beautiful sunshine in the afternoon, they will continue to run cooler than average. This is what the sky will look like over the South Bay and San Jose. A mainly clear morning. You likely will be fog-free in the South Bay, and with mainly sunny skies in the afternoon. You'll warm up to a high of 78 degrees in San Jose tomorrow. Oakland 69 your high tomorrow, so still cooler near the water. Concord 86, Napa 79 degrees. San Francisco a foggy start, sunny finish, 64 will be your high. And San Rafael your high tomorrow, 76 degrees. Extended forecast, set it and forget it. Highs straddling the 70-degree mark near the bay, upper 50s, low 60s along the coast, so no semblance of a warm-up yet. And inland highs, one day will pop above 90 degrees. That's next Monday, but a very pleasant weekend with temperatures running a little bit below average. Got to say, the view from Alameda, the waterfront here, is phenomenal. Big ships. We've got the bridge, we've got the water, and today we have chilly sunshine. Live from Alameda with the Mobile Weather Lab, Paul Diano. We're back in 2 minutes with more news.
Relief for a community outside of Houston, Texas. A missing king cobra snake has just been found just a few hours ago. This 10-foot-long snake was found near the home where it escaped yesterday. Sheriff's deputies say the owner has an exotic reptile permit to house that snake. Students in a nearby school were kept inside during recess while deputies searched for the animal, and it didn't take long for someone to poke fun at the search. That person created a parody Twitter account and posted fake updates on the snake's whereabouts, including trips to Whataburger restaurants.
Olympic swimmer, some people have a lot of time. Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte lost several major sponsors after lying about the robbery in Rio, but now a new offer apparently is on the table. A businessman named Bobby Cohen says he is willing to have Lochte be the spokesperson for his company called Bobby Ties, and the slogan is the best $10 tie on the planet. But no word on whether Ryan is mulling over the offer or not. I don't think swimmers wear too many ties.
I want to see the tie. I have to see this best $10 tie on the planet.
There you go.
Scott Pelley's next.